So I'm going to talk kind of the backstory of what the Lego Studios are and why we've got them, and then sort of where our college kind of come into it and things like that. So my old boss, who has gone on to pastures new in working for Lego, the company in Denmark, we don't talk about it. I'm not jealous at all. He started as a maths teacher and really wanted to get Lego integrated into his maths lessons. So bought a set of the Mindstorms, so the EV3s, and used it in the maths lessons. It was really popular. Then it kind of integrated into a bit of a club. So other areas of the college would come in and use the kits. And then he went to Bet, which is a massive show that shows off things down in London, and he found a Lego education stall. Spoke to them for a bit, really liked the idea of having a Lego studio, which is basically just a room full of loads of Lego education kits. Brought it back to our senior management and they were like, yeah, let's go with it, let's give it a go. So we invested in the room. As you can see, it's all brightly coloured, fun. And then we got quite a lot of kits. And then it was looking at the process of what we do with them and how we use them within the college. So first things first, the club stayed because it was how we started. It kept going and it's really good. Anyone can come and just use it on a lunchtime. It's really nice way just to kind of break up the day for some people. It's just nice to get in and use Lego because it's what everyone knows. But we also do school visits. So a big part of the room is getting a school booked in, and we kind of go from year 3, which is 7, 8-year-olds, all the way through to high school, even through to university level. They can book a group, bring them in, and we do a range of things. So the best, as I say the best, the most popular is the robotics, whether that's primary robotics, secondary robotics. They will come and do the same thing. It's just a higher standard with the secondary. So they'll come in, whether that's half a day or a full day, which is normally about 5 hours. They'll build a robot, whether it's a big robot or even just a little robot. We set them challenges. We teach them the basic programming, which for the younger, it's more pictorial. For the older ones, it's more scratch-based. So it's really easily accessible for them all and for the teachers. So we do a little bit of programming, building, set them challenges. We always do a competition at the end because kids absolutely love anything that they can possibly win. So it's always good to do a little bit of a competition. So that's kind of a main use for the room. The other use for the room is the college itself. So I am available to be booked out with the room, which sounds strange, but they can book me as well as the room. So if they want something a bit more technical, a bit more programming based, they can book the room and I'll kind of lead a session so they can do it within the course. So we can do it as a full term kind of thing or a one-off session. We get a lot of groups that want to do just a bit of team building because it's really nice hands-on interactive thing that can get the group together. So like for the first few weeks of the term, when all the kids are brand new, they don't know anyone in the class, it's really nice to get them into the room, even just with a little box of random bits. So we've got little boxes that aren't even programmable, they're just a random bit, and we get them to work in a team to build the tallest tower. Something really simple, but it's a competition, so they get really stuck in. They're getting to talk to people they've never talked before. It's Lego, so they all know it. Just something really simple, really good way to get a group to sort of gel a little bit more. And then we get really random requests. So you'd think it would be quite STEM based. So we get science in, we get technology, we get math, we get the engineers, but then we get all the other courses. So we've had psychology in doing timelines with Lego. We've had hairdressing in who've come and built salons out of Lego. Just something where it's really different to what they're doing in the class, but they can just come in and use it, and it breaks up just sitting in a classroom looking at a screen, or just adds something a little bit more to what they wouldn't normally do. Um, so they're kind of how the college use it and how we kind of bring people in. So when we do the school groups, it's really helpful when it's year 9s, 10s, 11s, because obviously as a college, they're going to be our catchment years anyway. So they're seeing the college, they're getting a good feel for the college. We can take them on a tour, so they're going to see what the college life is like. But they go away thinking, oh, I did that at such and such. So it's selfish on our part, I guess, but it's getting them in, it's getting them to see what's around, and also opening their eyes up a little bit more to what courses they might want to do. So they might not have even thought about engineering or programming, and just one session in this room might switch a little light bulb on, and they'll think, oh, this is something I really want to do. The biggest thing for me is I love this job. I love working with the kids, and just seeing the way they'll come into the room, even the older ones. They might not be as loud and bubbly as the little ones, but as soon as the Lego's in front of them, everybody's the same. They get stuck in, they immediately want to do the best they can. They're resilient, they'll keep trying. We have a massive push on perseverance. It's so nice to watch them get things wrong and them not care about getting them wrong. I was really bad at school for not wanting to put my hand up because I didn't want to get it wrong. Whereas when you're working with something that's so immediate and you can see if it's gone wrong, they're not scared of that. They want to then go back and change it. They want to come back and see if it works again. And it's really nice because they're not worried about anyone else. They're just worried about what they're doing. So all in all, the college are really supportive of what we do. They see it as really beneficial for the college kids, for the staff. So we run CPD sessions for our own staff. If they then want to use the kits in their lessons, they can come in and use it without me. But it's really beneficial for them to see what the room can do for them. So the college, our bosses really like the use that our staff have, the use that the college students have, and then the use that we're showing off to anyone else that might want to see it. I am going to give some tips if something like this is maybe what you're thinking of wanting to do or interested in. The biggest thing to do first is the research. So when we bought the studio, it was really new and we didn't have anyone to talk to. So we kind of just bought everything. And there is stuff that we've never used. So it's really helpful to do some research on maybe the age range you're targeting or the amount of kids that you're targeting, and then reaching out to people. So we've been there, done that. So I'm always available to have questions asked. But it's knowing what kits are out there and it's knowing how many of those kits you might need. Because when it comes to using them, if you're never going to use kits, there's no point wasting the money on them. And it's just, like I say, we've got quite a lot that we wish we hadn't bought, just because we don't use them as much as we should. The next thing I'd say is it's quite daunting. So the program itself is not scary. The kids will know it more than you will, and that's absolutely fine, but they always will, because it's stuff that they know, it's stuff that they will have done, just using a different tool for it. There's stuff I don't know about the programming, and I've been using it for a long time. The kids teach me things, which is great. They'll come up and show me another way of how you do something, and it's like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And it's great learning for everyone. But when you are learning, it's okay to just know the bits that you need to know. You don't need to learn everything. You don't need to know what everything does. So we have a really good setup of challenges that we do, and I know how each challenge works. But anything else other than that, I don't need to know, because that's the stages that we go through, the stages that we run the sessions to. It's not going to go any further than that. They, like I say, they might find a different way of doing it that you don't do, but that's absolutely fine. If that's what works for them, that's great. If the other way works for you, again, that's fine. But the biggest and the most important thing is the passion, because if you've not got that drive and the want to inspire the kids, it's just not going to work. I absolutely love what I do. I love seeing the kids. I love seeing how resilient they are and how great they are with the kits. I especially love the ones that don't enjoy it, because they will by the end of it. They'll come in and they'll be like, especially year 11s, they normally like, oh, it's just a kid's toy. I don't want to play with this. And they are the ones.
What age group is a year 9, year 10, year 11?
So year 9 is, let me work backwards. So year 11's 15, 16, okay. Year 10's 15, 14, and year 9's 14, 13. So top end of the school. They are normally the worst ones for thinking it's a kid's toy, I don't want to play with that anymore. But they'll get stuck in the most. They'll absolutely love it. And it's so funny just to sit back and watch it. The teachers often come in and say, this kid's the naughty one. And we're like, right, okay, that's fine. They are the kids that will enjoy it the most, because it's something hands-on. They're not sat in a classroom, not being talked at. We take quite a step back. We do the little bits of talk that we need to. We teach them the little bits that they need to, but it's all on them. They do all the work. They do all the changing of things. And it's very much take a step back. And by the end of the session, the teachers are like, they have never been that good. We're like, well, it's Lego. It's gonna be the best thing for everyone, because if you know what you want to do, like if you're really academic, it's great because you can physically see an academic side to it. We often will do the whole circumference and pi of a wheel using the kit, and the kids love it. But if you're not so academic, it's even better for you, because it's very physical, it's very hands-on, and it just is a different way of learning. They don't realise they're doing maths. They don't realise they're doing physics. They don't realise they're doing engineering. They just think they're playing with Lego. And it's the best thing.